Brad Thor has his 12th book out. The guy is like a machine. I mean, I hate these guys who just keep pumping these books out like it's. Anyway, he's got his 12th book out. It's called Blacklist. Brad is one of my favorite writers. However, I guess I'm going to have to stand in line with everybody else and get the book because he didn't send me an advance copy. I always read every page of Brad Thor's books, usually in advance, so I can tell you now that it's a great book. I can't tell you squat about this. Does it suck, Brad? Was there a problem with the mail system?
Well, I've been waiting for you to pink slip Kevin Balfe for years because I want his job with your organization. So I guess that box he sold on the street up in New York City, the box of books we gave him.
Oh, okay. So you thought I was in New York City.
No, it's so hard to keep track. You're in New York, you're in Dallas, you're just setting.
Stop it.
Yeah,
I didn't get a chance. I didn't get a chance because I didn't get the box as if it was really sent. I didn't get the box, and I will go out and buy it today because you are. In fact, I will buy it during the interview on my iPad to start reading it because you are absolutely one of my. Well, I was going to say one or two favorite authors, but now it's top 50 authors.
Oh, listen to this! Listen to this! I will shower you in books on Friday.
No! I don't want your stinking book for free. I don't want your pity books. Anyway, tell me about this one because it sounds great. Well, wish I would have read it.
Unbelievable. With Blacklist, what I wanted to do, Glenn, you and I have always talked about faction.
I know a lot of people have big talk.
Yeah, well, and you paid me a great compliment once, which is you said you read my books with your laptop open because you say, I can't believe this is true. I can't believe that's true.
Right.
And that's what I'm trying to do is have people say, gosh, where does the fact end? Where does the fiction begin? So with Blacklist, I wanted to bring up what I see as the next big thing coming over the horizon. Of course, it's a great edge-of-your-seat, white-knuckle thrill ride, great beach read, but I wanted to bring people's attention to the explosion of surveillance technology in the United States because we're all being watched 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, every tweet, every text message, every email, every phone call. It's all being stored, sifted, and analyzed by the government. And I thought, this is perfect fodder for Blacklist. So the one sentence about Blacklist is somebody's padding the president's kill list. But the subplot is all about if you make it on that kill list and there's this huge surveillance apparatus in the United States, how can you escape that long enough to clear your name? And that's the basis of my new thriller.
I'm busy buying the book. I haven't listened to damn word.
And you guys are having such a good time. It's killing me that I'm not down in Dallas in studio with you.
Well, you have a book signing down here, don't you, Breck?
I do. Yeah. So I'm speaking at Restoring Love Friday at 1 p.m., and then I will do a book signing at 3 o'clock at Restoring Love.
Very cool. Tell me about the streetlights near Detroit.
Well, this is really interesting. I highlight in the book tons of all the technology is real in this book. And the streetlights, the quote-unquote intelligent streetlights, is a program being developed with the Department of Homeland Security that they are testing on the streets of Farmington Hills, Michigan. These streetlights are not just for light, but they record audio, they record video of anyone passing by. They have a component in there that can x-ray you as you walk by, and they can also give commands to you. I mean, if I had
what's wrong with what's wrong?
Yes,
I was just handed the book. I was just handed the book.
Okay.
Where was this book?
Oh, well, it's in your hand right now. I mean, I can
upstairs.
See it. Mm-hmm.
Should have been in my.
You mean where your office is upstairs?
You know what? I'm going to start sending everything to Tanya because I know that's the only way anything gets done is if Tanya puts it in front of you. So that's what I'm going to do.
Pat, are you jumping in on this? Are you supporting him or are you supporting me?
That's Stu saying. I'm with you, Glenn.
All right,
you know
so,
that.
Oh yeah.
So what? You know what? Look, Stu actually made this, and he won't make this anymore, I'm sure. But in 1999, he actually made this stand with me. Remember this, Jeffy? It must have been after 2000. In Ybor City, they were putting up face recognition technology. And he actually said, look, if you're not doing anything wrong, what difference does it make?
That's the big problem, and that's something I address.
Oh, is it?
But Glenn, that's what a lot of people say that. But Charles Cook had a great article about 2 weeks ago. The Obama administration has asked the FAA to open up the skies over the United States for drones. And the FAA came out with a statement saying, based on what we're seeing out of Washington, there will be upwards of 30,000 drones over the lower 48 within the next 8 years. And Charles Cook said, okay, you may not think it's a big deal that there's drones and the government is sucking up your digital exhaust and making copies of everything you do, but like a farmer doesn't believe that one bountiful harvest augurs a lifetime of great harvest, you shouldn't believe that a government now isn't going to tilt into tyranny at some point in the future and use this against you. And actually, Glenn, the very first page of that book of Blacklist is a quote from Senator Frank Church, who gave the United States a warning back in 75. He said that the surveillance apparatus that the government had access to, that's 40 years ago, if the government in the United States ever tilted towards tyranny, it would be impossible for the American people to launch a second revolution, because the government, with 1975 technology, had the power to listen in and know everything. Now we're in 2012. If the government goes towards tyranny, how the heck are we going to launch a revolution? And I thought, bang, that's what this book's going to be about. I think people are absolutely going to gobble this up. I found it fascinating doing the research for this.
Tell me about the unmarked DHS vans with portable X-ray machines in them.
That's a killer. How do you like this? You could be driving to work, you could be taking your kids to Cub Scouts, and all of a sudden this panel van pulls up next to you, and without your permission and without your knowledge, X-rays your entire family and your entire car. Because you never know, maybe you're a terrorist, maybe you got something in there. No warrants, no nothing. The technology is scary. There's another thing DHS is up to that's just as scary as that, is they want to put these hidden sensors outside sporting events and concerts, so as you walk by, it can monitor your whole biorhythms. Are you sweating? Are you walking too fast? Are you looking in a direction you shouldn't look? It's like Minority Report. They want to do pre-crime screening, precognition. Do you have the intent to commit a crime? I'm sorry, but Ben Franklin was the one who said that if you're willing to trade a little liberty for a little security, you're going to lose both, and you deserve neither. And I really feel that under this banner of security, our liberty's being stripped away from us in this country.
Now, here's why I like Brad Thor. His books are unbelievable, and just to prove to you, I mean, how much I do like it, I just purchased it. I'll show you on online. I just purchased for my iPad Blacklist. I'll start reading it tonight. I love your stuff.
Thank you.
You are... One of your books is banned in Saudi Arabia.
Yeah, The Last Patriot, banned in Saudi Arabia.
And is that because of what you included on, the war that we had with Jefferson?
Well, Glenn, don't be silly. Do you not understand that it's okay to make fun of or fictionalize Mormonism, Catholicism, Judaism, but you're absolutely not allowed to touch Islam in fiction? That's wrong. So, yeah, that's exactly why it got banned in Saudi Arabia, because I wrote a book that a lot of people don't know that Thomas Jefferson was our first president to go to war with radical Islam.
It was our first foreign war.
Yep, that's our first foreign war, and nobody knows that. And I said, gosh, this would be a fascinating plot for a thriller. What if Jefferson was convinced there was a chapter missing from the Quran, and if it could be found, it would absolutely reshape radical Islam? And what if Jefferson left clues? And so that was my book from a couple of years ago. As a matter of fact, that was the book, Glenn. You told me that if I publish it, you begged me not to publish it, and you told me if I publish it, I'd be dead within a year, and I'm not dead, but I have to go everywhere I go with a security detail.
Well, you're dead to me.
Wow. So I guess I'll just have to keep up with Pat on Twitter then.
We will.
It's over.
Brad, I will see you this weekend. I can't thank you enough for coming to Restoring Love and being a part of it. And you're a brave man, and you have your finger on the pulse. And the great thing, as you said about your books, I do read them with my laptop open because I do check your, you're writing faction. The kind of books that I like to read and the kind that I like to write, where it is a fictionalized story, but all of the facts in there are true, and it helps people realize how dangerous what we're setting up really is. The name of the book is Blacklist by Brad Thor, #1 New York Times best-selling author, and good friend of mine and the program. And if you've never read a Brad Thor book, pick this one up. You will love it. I can't speak about this book because But you'll love all the other books that I've read of his. You will love Brad Thor, Blacklist, available everywhere. Do what I just did and get it on your iPad or grab it at a bookstore today. Brad, thanks. We'll see you this weekend, my friend.
Thanks, guys. See you in Dallas.
You bet. Bye-bye.
Hey, Glenn, this is really cool going on at Restoring Love. Signing Central, presented by the Blaze Books. So at the Cowboys, at Cowboy Stadium, Gate H, there is the store is open all day, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Signings by David Barton, Peter Littleback, Oliver North, Eric Metaxas, David Horowitz, Brad Meltzer, Michelle Bachman, Rick Santorum. 3 very special signings from Brad Thor, of course, as we just talked to, Blacklist. Richard Paul Evans signing Michael Vey 2, Rise of the, Elgin, 2.5 weeks before it goes on sale. And then
You're going to be able to walk out with it?
Yeah, 2.5 weeks before it goes on sale, you can get it.
It is really, really good.
I absolutely love the first one.
The first one was huge. And so the sequel
first one was
out.
bigger than Harry Potter was in its first in America. Bigger than Harry Potter was in its first.
Was it really?
It's the biggest selling children's series first run.
I have to understand what the metric is on that.
What the metric is on a children's series, Harry Potter became enormous, obviously. And this may not become enormous, but what Harry Potter sold in its first book compared to what Michael Vey sold in its first book, Michael Vey sold more. So it is the biggest selling young adult fiction book in its first run.
Because Harry Potter didn't become the phenomenon it now is until what, the second or third book?
Second or third book. So when you look at the metrics, people go back and they buy the first book.
Yeah.
But when it was first released, what did it do? It's the biggest one.
That's pretty cool.
Wow.
Yeah.
And then also you're going to be signing both Cowards and Being George Washington.
Yeah.
So very cool.
There's a lot of things going on here in Dallas, and it's worth coming just for things like this, because they're also speaker series, and I don't know if you can still get tickets on that. But the speaker series is amazing. These guys, Brad will come in and tell you all about this technology. David Barton is doing a history lesson. There's just amazing stuff going on. There's also, you can walk out with the first, 2 weeks before Michael Vey is on sale. You can also walk out with something else that we're going to announce, I think, tomorrow, that is really quite amazing. Something that I didn't plan on announcing, but it's ready. So I'm just going to announce it, and then it's going to go away for a while, and then we'll announce it to the general public later. But you're going to be able to get in on the ground floor and do something and be part of something that I think is just tremendous. I'm so excited. I've been excited about this for about 6 months.
Just to clarify, that was an announcement of a coming announcement. Okay.
That's the way we do it here.
It is.
It's the Mercury way.